Did you hear the news? Yes, the Pretty Little Liars Original Sin is renewed for another season at HBO Max. Since its first run, the show has gotten us all hooked with its creepy take on the secrets and its iconic horror film references. If you've been living under a rock and don't know much about this spinoff, let's break down how we feel about the show, expectations for the new season, and much more. Stay tuned. First off, how's the spinoff different from the original show? If you've stuck through the 7 seasons of mysteries and high school crimes that the original show, you know the drill. The show follows the same dark, twisty plot and soapy drama as the 2010 series. We'd fallen for Mr. Ezra's charms, Hannah's character development, and of course, Toby and Spencer's ship. Did you know the OG show still ranks as the #1 series ever on Freeform? Given its insane popularity, HBO was bound to make more spin-offs of the show. 2 spin-offs have been aired since the 2017 finale, 2013 Supernatural Ravenswood, and the 2019 sequel series, The Perfectionist, but both shows only lasted just for 1 season. You could tell the sequels just weren't getting the same formula of twisted mysteries and secrets as the original one. But hold up, just when we'd given hope, we got the latest installment in the PLL universe, Original Sin. This too is based on the YA novels as the OG mystery thriller with an equally diverse and talented cast. We have to admit that we were a little skeptical about the spin-off show when it first came out. Would it ever live up to the hype of the original show? And after the big reveal that happened in the show, why would we even be interested in watching the new show? Let's be honest, many of us felt the final reveal on who A was a bit, well, underwhelming. To watch another show after getting their hopes crushed from the season finale was a little too much to ask from us die-hard Pretty Little Liars fans. Could the spinoff really bring anything new to the table that didn't feel like a boring redo of the original show? Before we get to that, what's the reboot about? No, the show might be picking up the story way after the OG show, but it's not too closely tied to the same old drama. It's got its own unique elements to pull you into the franchise. Created by Lindsay Calhoun Bring and Roberto Aguirre-Sacasa and Lindsay Calhoun Bring, this new series debuted 5 years after the original Pretty Little Liars series ended, but instead it focuses on totally new characters in the new fictional town of Millwood. If you think this reboot is just some rehashing of the same story but with different faces, think again. The spinoff has the same magic as the Pretty Little Liars show but is packaged for the new generation with a more gore taste. Think of it as what the chilling adventures of Sabrina is to the original Sabrina series, with its spooky themes, grunge costumes, and more. Goth is back in fashion. More and more shows nowadays are tapping into the gothic era and packaging reboots to appeal to this, with some hits like Wednesday Addams or some god-awful versions like Riverdale. Without giving too many spoilers, the season of Original Sin so far is set in the same PLL universe but in a brand new town of Millwood with a new generation of little liars. 20 years ago, there were a series of tragic events that ripped their blue-collar town apart. Now in the present day, a group of teen girls finds themselves tormented by an unknown assailant and made to pay for the secret sin committed by their parents 2 decades ago, and their own sins. Sounds pretty interesting, right? Now for the million-dollar question. Was the reboot of Pretty Little Liars a hit or a miss? Well, the first season premiered on HBO in July with 10 episodes, and we have to say we were head over heels for the fast-paced storytelling and the iconic horror movie references the show's given us so far. While we might be miles away from Rosewood, we still get ourselves a good coming-of-age horror drama that we just can't put down. Since the show's first season wrapped up in mid-August 2022, it received a lot of critical acclaim for its horror visuals and tone, its casting, and its characters. We're not exaggerating. The series starring Chandler Kinney, Zaria, and Bailee Madison has a score of 88% among critics right now, and a 70% rating among Rotten Tomatoes viewers. Now, we don't really know how much actual viewership the show's gotten since HBO Max, like other streamers, does not release traditional viewership data, but from these numbers, we can make a pretty good guess of how well the show was received. And get this, the horror outlet Bloody Disgusting called the show one of the best horror TV shows of the past 2 decades. That's a pretty solid compliment for a spin-off series. Up next, is the second season really happening? Yep, it's official. On September 7th, HBO Max announced they will be renewing the teen series for a second season. which has built the momentum for the show even more. The head of the Origins content at HBO Max, Sarah Aubrey, broke the big news in a statement given to Variety, saying, "We are so proud of the incredible response both critically and from fans that Pretty Little Liars has received. Along with Alloy and Warner Brothers Television, we are thrilled to compute the Pretty Little Liars legacy. Keep in mind, folks, that this is the only spin-off so far from the PLL universe that's getting a second season. So we know for sure that the show must be doing something right. As Aubrey puts it, fans have embraced the new generation of liars, and Roberto and Lindsay's brilliantly dark and horror-fueled take on the iconic franchise." Before this announcement, fans of the new series were worried about the possibility of the show being canceled. This was after HBO Max was merged with Warner Brothers' own platform Discovery Plus, and they had to remove 40 titles, 20 of which were original programming like Original Sin. Yikes! The streaming service confirmed that they're working towards bringing their content catalogs under one platform, and so the big changes. But worry not, despite all the rumors and online chatter, the show wasn't canceled, and now we can all breathe a sigh of relief. Following this, how do the creators feel about the new season? After the Original Sin renewal news, Aguirre-Sacasa will remain in business at Warner's, where he's based, with a rich overall deal after the CW's Riverdale reimagining ends next year. Along with co-creator, writer, and executive producer Lindsay, the two shared their thoughts on the show's renewal. The creative duo said, "We are beyond excited to continue telling stories with our amazing group of little liars, exploring their friendships, their romances, their secrets, and their status as Scream Queen Supreme." They were also sure to thank the fans for staying loyal to the PLL franchise, expressing how happy they were that fans embraced this new horror version of the mystery thriller. As Tabby would say, there's a sequel in the offing. Now, Pretty Little Liars has become the latest legacy title to be revisited for the streaming era, joining and the City and Gossip Girl, both also getting renewed for second seasons. Ah yes, it really seems like the age of reboots, and we're all here for it. At the same time, the Archie Comics title Riverdale, also headed by the Original Sin's producer Aguirre-Sacasa, will finally be returning for its 7th and final season. Some like spin-offs Katy Keene starring PLL favorite Lucy Hale and Netflix's The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina were canceled. So if they're going to keep continuing the PLL spin-off at HBO or cancel it, it all depends on the fan response to the upcoming season. Lastly, what direction is the new season going to take? Just like us, even the cast and crew of the show are very excited about the new season. Everyone from the show's leads to its co-showrunners has opened up about potential plans and given us enough theories to look out for. Bailee Madison, who stars as Imogen, dished a bustle about how the show could progress in season 2. The way our first season closes out sets it up perfectly for the next text message. It sets it up perfectly for the next ride because you know it won't be the same, she revealed. Even the co-showrunner Lindsay Calhoun confirmed to Collider that the show's creators do have ideas moving forward. Now, according to Calhoun, they've had some pretty fun and exciting story ideas and places for the characters to visit after this. Roberto agrees when he said that the creators have long been brainstorming plot ideas for the new season. But for now, the plot for season 2 is kept under tight wraps and the suspense is killing us. Will the new season live up to our expectations after the freshman run of the spinoff? We got our fingers crossed. And that's a wrap for this video. Are you excited about the PLL show being renewed for a second season? What other spinoff series do you think is making it big these days? Let us know in the comments below. Do give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell notification for similar videos. See you in the next one.